And I'm back with more Danganronpa. It's time for trial 2. Chihiro is dead, and now we know the culprit. Byakuya's got his own thing. I will say that Byakuya, I get his intentions, but he's really fucking stupid. And I hate him, and he sucks. And I just wish that this trial wasn't about him being such a fucking idiot. Because trying to out some serial killer is great and all, but could you do it in a place where you're not accidentally gonna try and kill us all, including yourself? Because that's the mechanics of the case, just because it feels good? Anyway, I've said that. You'll see what I mean in a minute, because Byakuya is fucking stupid. And yes, I get that characters can be unlikable, but fuck him. Him! Sup? Is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind, or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Toko's not here. And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding, I'm kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and drag her out kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. And just like he said a few minutes later, he was dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. Maybe you drag a girl around. Terrible! You're terrible! Well, now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle under the elevator and let's get the show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. She was so gentle, so calm, so weak. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. We have no choice, right?
It's true.
Let's do this. Yes. With one last deep breath, I walked towards the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating. There are less people this time. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very nice.
Good, good. You're ripping raring to go. I gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well,
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
thrills, chills, kills!
Please find your assigned seats. And so, a deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly class trial. Sure. Let's go. Okay. Set skills. I've got 7. Alright, so... Keen's gaze by 2. Increases the speed of memorizing a statement. That one's pretty good. There's breathing technique. Focus gauge recovers more quickly. Ooh. Increases bullet capacity. I don't need to memorize this statement too often. Alright, 3 versus 2. Well, sure. We'll add that in. More importantly, I just like having more health.
Let's begin with a basic explanation. If you can figure it, then I'll punish everyone beside. Okay, let's talk.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Drawing.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting.
God dang it.
That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No!
That's wrong!
That's wrong! Okay, genocide jet case file.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell? Found at the scene of the crime, it was covered in blood. And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
This is where he just goes off on the
killer
tangent.
is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Let's see. New element. Okay. Truth bullet. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles. But there's a way to keep the white noise from getting in your way. Press the X button to attach the silencer, which can be used to shoot the white noise. Or if you shoot an actual remark, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim. Oh, but if your action difficulty set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. Yay! In which case you could forget about it and just focus on the situation. Good. Good luck and have fun. Well, thank you! 'Cause screw that. Yo! So, no proof.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
God, you suck so bad.
That's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong!
The sooner I get through this crap, the sooner we can get to the actual case.
I
But it's fine.
might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's It's actually bloodlust.
Shut up, Hifumi.
But more important is the other characteristic. And it's something that has never been made public.
That you're a fucking idiot and we're wasting our time?
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Actually, no. I do like Genocide Jack, but... I'll finish it once we're done with this. I'm distracted.
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Shut up. The other characteristic. How the victim's positioned.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case...
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes. In fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie! What?
So yeah, that's what he's getting at. He's trying to out Toko this entire time as a culprit to do it safely, I suppose. I guess that's the reason. But you have to remember the circumstances of this entire trial. If we pick her and we're wrong, we all fucking die. So either Byakuya knows that we're good enough to not make that mistake, or he's just a fucking asshole, and he's a fucking asshole, and he's a fucking asshole. I tend to believe he's the second.
Hey, okay,
So,
wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why has this gotta be so complicated?
but I understand what it means to be Toko and also not Toko. The answer to that is he's not just one person, but multiple people. She's a schizophrenic. That's technically two different things. Dissociative identity disorder and schizophrenia are different things. So, you know. Oh. I don't have to do
Now I
everything.
understand.
Okay, I get it.
Is it
Okay.
because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
I actually took a psychology course about this. Schizophrenia and dissociative identity disorder are different things. Dissociative identity disorder is the technical term. I think schizophrenia more aligns with, you know, stuff like voices, suicidal ideations, not always, but just different manifestations of different things. But, like, the blanket term of saying a schizo has, you know, multiple personalities is wrong, so don't do it. Besides, you should be a lot more delicate with the situation in mental health scenarios anyway, so I don't know. So some games do it better than others, and they don't make mistakes like that, or they treat this a little nicer. This is, you know, but whatever.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
See, at least he understands it. I actually gave him points for that.
Perfectly acceptable.
Shut up.
Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
One thing about Toko is that her behavior
I
changed.
got it!
Okay, fine.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
And do note that most of Genocide Jack is played for laughs, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of silly. But I'm trying to get through this so I can get to the meat of the case anyway, but whatever. Okay.
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Yeah.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Ugh. Well, I mean, yeah, that would look it.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Yeah, that's what I would like to know.
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story.
I hate you. Ugh, how smug you are.
She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
I can. Have you met this guy?
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that...
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Ew. Okay, that's your own problem.
That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that.
Okay, that finally something reasonable from you.
But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't...
Oh, she suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom. But in the next second, she changed voice actors. Yeah!
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Yes, TA. But instead of punting people into space, you cut people with scissors! Anyway, so yes, I like Genocide Jack, and I'm weird. I don't know how popular she is, but Genocide Jill, technically, because it says it right there. One of the very few things good about the spin-off game is that Genocide Jill gets to have a fun little side quest where she murders things very, very easily. But, your tolerance may vary.
What the heck?
Hey, Hifumi, other than Celeste, it's your new favorite friend.
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Yay!
What the fuck is this?
The fuck is it? It's well, sort of interesting.
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
So intense.
Yes. It's like Yukiko's laugh from Persona 4, but raised 500 notches.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
I would bet you that the voice actors had fun doing that.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Yep, I can tell she had fun doing this role. This is the murderous fiend? This is beyond insane. Yes, and again, I did make that note that your tolerance may vary.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
Can you go out with me?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Hifumi totally would, you know. He's that kind of guy. He would say, "Oh, you're a serial killer? Well, I'm desperate. Could you go out with me?"
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
No. Kefka or Luca would be your boyfriend, I'm sure.
Just kidding again!
Actually, no. I think Kefka would be like, "No, please stare at a wall." Luca would be like, No. I have sword. I don't need friends. I'll just murder everyone because I don't care.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
No. Can we just get over this stuff so I can get to the thing that's actually true?
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
I can. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I would need to get more details. Alright. Status of the dead body and the modus operandi matches.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, that's wrong.
Shut up, Byakuya. I'm talking.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
Just like Celeste and her tea. You fucking bitch.
But what happened
Sorry,
to
that's her new
Chihiro?
catchphrase now.
It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
This is no creation of mine.
I mean, I like Chef Boyardee. I used to subsist on that stuff every day as a teenager, but goddamn.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Okay, victim's fatal injury, what was used to suspend her?
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
I love it. Stop. Don't stop.
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
The second difference was how the victim was suspended.
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
God.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
They're so sharp and spicy and lovely.
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Dead guys.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I love that little, just right at the end of the way she said embarrassed. It's just so lovely.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan.
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Yeah, well, stop talking. Anyway, speaking of stop talking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this episode for a second. I'm going to cut this in 3 parts, I know. But we'll get rid of Byakuya being a dumbass eventually. But yay, Genocide Jack is there. I will do my best to mimic the insanity whenever the lines aren't voiced. Those laughs are definitely going to be something. Thank God I have this booth, so I'm not as loud as I normally am. But anyway, I'll worry about that shit next time. Let me make sure I actually did get this episode there. Come on. Aha! I did! Go me! Alright, I'll see you next time.